Radhika Mataji.
Hare Krishna. It's not cookie because when I cook it, it was whole. When I cook it off all that, it was in half. Yeah. One of them, yeah, Baba. Haribo!
Haribo!
Hey. Kaigo.
His grace, Shikhi mahiti prabhu. He came all the way from Mayapur yesterday. So, Shikhi mahiti prabhu is the direct disciple of his divine grace, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. And actually, he was here, he served this temple many years. He went to Mayapur for 2 years for a break, but he was serving there. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, now he has come back and he's going to serve here. So let's welcome Shikhi mahiti prabhu. So today's topic was a little bit different, but I think we're going to speak. He's going to speak something, and then he's also going to speak something about His Holiness Bhakti charu swami maharaj. Bhakti charu maharaj, he passed away a couple of years back, so the disciples are celebrating his disappearance day today. So I request Shikhi mahiti prabhu to speak a few words in regard to His Holiness Bhakti charu swami maharaj. And then after that we'll have Sunday feast. Whoever is sponsoring the Sunday feast, we'll honor them with arati. And then we'll have more kirtan, and there will be also Pushpanjali, a little arati for Maharaj. So please be with us. And then after the arati, we'll have more announcement, and there will be prasadam for everyone. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Thank you for all coming. Thank you, Prabhu, by chanting Hare Krishna one time, okay? Raise our hand and chant one time Hare Krishna Mahamanta as loud as you can. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. This is too much.
Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So it's been almost 2 years, it sounds like. I've been here. See, everybody's changed, especially me. A little more of me. Used to be you go to Mayapur, you become back in favor of skin.
Mayapur Prasad.
You come back from Mayapur, you're more. Now I was very optimistic. You can pick up the phone. I have 2 pizzas with spinach and cheese, and they bring it to your house. Everything's changed. And, Amazon delivers in Mayapur. Can you believe that? How many people have been to Mayapur? That's shocking to me. I would have never expected, just go online, a few days, it's right there knocking on your door. They don't have an address system like we have, 1287 South Ponce. You have to put near this place, near that place. And they find you. Anyway, it's Mahaprabhu's mercy. Prabhupada actually, he wanted it like that. It wasn't just, sometimes we think spiritual life means you just have to materially suffer, right? Don't have anything, nothing, you just have holy name. It's not Krishna consciousness, that's someone's version of what a spiritualist is. Krishna consciousness means you use everything in Krishna's service. The person who's most Krishna conscious, he's expert at that. Srila Prabhupada set that example, didn't he? He came from, sannyasa Vrindavan, very happy, just sitting there. But his Guru Maharaj had ordered him to expand his Krishna consciousness outside of India, specifically with the books. Now, how's he going to do that? He got nothing. He just got his done. Expertly engaged everybody. And then he got here. He didn't recreate India. He created Krishna consciousness. As a matter of fact, he called it Krishna consciousness. I don't think you see direct translation anywhere in the Shastra like that, do you? Where a verse says Krishna consciousness. It doesn't exist. He made a whole new, but it's perfect. What are we conscious of? Things we like. I like my iPhone, I like my life, whatever you're in love with, you're conscious of that. So we say, become Krishna conscious. Well, how do you do that? Learn to love Krishna. Now you become conscious of him. You can love him in so many ways, and not that only one way you can love Krishna. I have to be sannyasi with nothing under the tree. So we have our Ambarish Maharaj, great grandson of Henry IV. Krishna consciously building TLVB. So anyway, maybe I get to slip out of another class. I didn't really say I was coming. I got my ticket, but I had been sick in Mayapur for some time. I was going to change the ticket and everything. I thought, what the heck, just go. You can't make everything based on material situation. That's Krishna consciousness. We don't let anything affect our service to Krishna. So anyways, understanding what's going on today, I think I have to start with one little Bhagavad Gita verse at least, so that, you can have some little philosophy there, and we can talk about so many things there. And my social experiences being there 2 years like that. I always wanted to just be in holy dham for 4 or 5 years right now. It would be nice. I think Bhakti, how long did it take him to change all those names? Was it 10 years? You remember? At one point, Bhaktisiddhanta, when he first began his preaching, I think Prabhupada was pioneer. He was pioneer also. Because up to that point, there wasn't any Vaishnava sannyasis anymore. They were all Balajis, pretty much. So he decided to introduce the sannyas. And taking the mission from his father, Bhaktisiddhanta, he had to, how do you expand Krishna consciousness? Because it's just a small little cult in India, not respected. They're considered just sahajas. They're just chanting Hare Krishna, and trying to enjoy. No philosophy, they thought, anything. So within India, he had to reestablish it. So culturally in India, who is respected? People see sannyasi, still they give some respect, don't they? The Mayavadi Vaishnava doesn't make a difference here. That's the culture. So he decided to take sannyas and began to establish this mission, because even before that time, there wasn't any Vaishnava missionary organization in this sense. You want to understand the truth? How do you do that? What does Krishna say to you? You have to find that person, right? And then you have to convince them, you please become my guru. So, but to spread it worldwide, you need some organization. So he started with, his first organization was not Gaudiya Math, it was another organization, I can't remember the name. And he decided to target the higher echelons of society, the people with the money, which in India at the time were the British, and some Indians were wealthy. So he, somehow or another, arranged for a small estate. And he even had a tennis court. He didn't remove the tennis court. You can imagine sannyas in those days. If you were sannyasi, you were barefoot. You don't even wear shoes. And he has a building with tennis court, and he used householders. He didn't have brahmacharis like that. Next attempt, it became Gaudiya Math. So Srila Prabhupada also continued with that idea when he started his Iskcon Society, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, an organization of people who want to see Krishna worshipped and expanding that all throughout the world. So I thought I'd read this verse, this 10:10, and from that we can discuss some more. So most of you may know this one, the Kesam Satata Yutanam. So I'll just repeat the first line, you can repeat after me. We'll do that 3 times through all the slokas here, okay? Tesam Satata Yutanam Vajatitam Vajantitam Pritipurvakam Vadami Bhuri Yogantam Yena Mamu Panyantite Tesam Satata Yutanam Vajitam Pritipurvakam Vadami Bhuri Yogantam Yena Mamu Panyantite Tesham Satata Yutanam Vajitam Pritipurvakam Vadami Bhuri Yogantam Yena Mamu Panyantite. So Lord Krishna says, to those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. And the Prabhupada says in his purport, in this verse, the word Bhuri Yogam is very significant. We may remember that in his 2nd chapter, the Lord instructing Arjuna, said that he had spoken to him of many things, and that he would instruct him in the way of Bhuri Yoga. So it means real intelligence, to have this Bhuri, real intelligence. Because as we know in this material world, in order to survive, you will have to have some material intelligence, right? Especially the way it is designed now in Kali Yuga, all capitalism. Everybody wants to live in a nice apartment, and wants that nice house. Everybody wants Tesla automobile. Right? How do you get those things? to be intelligent. So you can see all our children now, see, nice writing, drawing, go to school. We take all our time for this intelligence. But this is not the Buddhi yoga he's talking about here. You have to take care of your body. We're not saying neglect it, but that's not the most important thing, is it? Right? Why? And then everybody dies. So what was all the point of all that intelligence and collecting and Tesla and iPhone and all these things? What's the point? When you die, you're not going to remember any of it. Who can remember their previous life? Anybody? You remember all your things you had? Nice family, good family, bad family, so many things. You don't remember any of it. So it's going to happen again. So why put all the emphasis on that? Right? So much headache, sweating, hair going gray. I was just with Japa talking about it a couple of days ago. And so anyway, we're talking about the devotees. And I showed him a picture of Govardhan Lila again. Of course he is sorry, but wow, the hair has gotten so gray. And I know, I said, "Why your hair is still not gray?" He's older than all of us. Body is not healthy. Why? Because he's peaceful. When you're peaceful, all the hair fall out, it become gray. Things happen. He's not worried about this other Buddhi yoga, this Maya Buddhi yoga so much. Not that we don't do it, but you just have to realize it's not this is not the end result, the first thing I have to do. As you get older, you realize it. I'm almost 69 now, so most of us who get to that age, we begin to realize what is important now at this point. Let us prepare for our going back to Godhead. Like Maharaj, who knows, maybe he came to preaching again, we don't know. He's already in Godhead. It doesn't matter where he goes. But we want to, everything we do should accumulate in that end result. So that's just the Buddhi yoga he's talking about, how to be intelligent in this way. That we don't let these things bewilder us. And then you have to take birth again. Yeah, right? Who wants to come back? Huh? No. By then the Tesla only costs $20,000. Because it's new, it's very expensive, but give it 10, 20 more years. You buy one, get two, get one free. So, no, nobody wants to come back, do it. Right? So what are you going to do about it? You chant Hare Krishna, right? Keep chanting Hare Krishna. That's what we're going to do. And try to love Krishna. So this is the Buddhi yoga he's talking about. So the now Buddhi yoga is explained. Because we're going to find out that where does intelligence come from? Is it under my control? If it was under my control, I would be, richer than Elon Musk. And Krishna conscious, hopefully. I have one, that's what we want. I want to have both. I want to be very rich and pure devotee of Krishna at the same time. So usually those two things don't occur. You have to choose one or the other. You can't have all of it. So we have to be realistic, about what we're trying to achieve. So we're going to see that this intelligence, it comes from who? Krishna, right? He says, what is that verse? Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hrideshaya Junatis. No. Sarvasya Chaham Sanivad. Sarvasya Chaham. What's the rest of it? Yeah. That this remembrance and forgetfulness is all coming from me. And then he says, Vedaishchar Sarvamaham Vedya, Vedanta Krit, Vedanta Vedchayavasaham. That all the Vedas I'm to be known. And guess what? I'm also the compounder of the Vedas. So I'm everything. Be peaceful, don't worry. You're not by yourself. You're not struggling all by yourself, you know. You feel alone sometimes, don't you? It's just me in the world struggling. No. You just forgotten. Krishna has all these things. I give you remembrance, I give you forgiveness, I give you everything. So it's like, well, then give me some remembrance, right? I want it now. That's what I would like. Give me my remembrance now. So that would be nice, right? 1 second business. Just touch me on my head, boom, Krishna conscious, right? Wouldn't that be nice? Doesn't work like that. It would be nice though. I still think like that. Why don't you just give it to me? Why do I have to struggle for it? But then, you know, this is not it's only a struggle because we're learning. Like a child learning to walk. You remember when the children were little and they're trying to walk? Especially the mothers are running behind like this. No. They're so afraid. It's gonna fall. Yeah, he falls, he may hit his head. But then 10 years later, he's running a marathon, right? It's natural. So Krishna consciousness is actually natural also. As you go through the process, you'll see it becomes, you relax, you become peaceful. Brahma-bhuta, you become peaceful. No more worry. You see, Krishna is doing everything, actually. But that doesn't mean I should sit down and just, okay, go Krishna. Do it. No. It's a Dhanami Buddhi Yogam Tam. That, you know, that I'm giving this intelligence. Why? Because with the love, Priti Purvikam. And here it says, in loving ecstasy. Satatam Yuktanam Bhajitam. Bhajitam Priti Purvikam. Those who in loving, in rendering service in loving ecstasy. He says, I'm giving, actually he's still giving everyone, but they see it. That's the difference. As you see that Krishna's doing it, how do you Krishna? And then you become more ecstatic. So Prabhupada says Buddhi Yoga itself is action in Krishna consciousness. It means, what do you do for Krishna? That is the highest intelligence. Buddhi means intelligence, and yoga means mystic activities or mystic elevation. Because it is, isn't it? It is kind of, you don't see Krishna. If I gave you $1,000, you see that, and you go, oh wow, thank you, right? What do you want, right? When you see it. So we don't, it's hard to see Krishna doing it. So therefore we call that mystic. When one tries to go back home, back to Godhead, and takes fully to Krishna consciousness in devotional service, his action is called Buddhi Yoga. In other words, Buddhi Yoga is the process by which one gets out of the entangled material world. This ultimate goal of progress is Krishna. People do not know this. Therefore, the association of the devotees and a bona fide spiritual master are important. So you need association like we have here. You need bona fide spiritual masters. We have so many in the room. So one should know that the goal is Krishna. And when the goal is assigned, then the path is slowly but progressively traversed. You hear that? Slowly. Like making a cake. Everybody likes cake? Say Haribol. Haribol. We like cake. So, can you make a cake in 1 minute? You can, but it won't taste good, will it? You put it in the oven. There's a key moment, actually. When you put it in the oven, if you didn't put too much yeast, not too much, and you see it rising, right? What happens if you open it? No, you gotta let the cake bake. Same with Krishna consciousness. Some people seem to become Krishna conscious that fast. Some people seem to take a long time. Right? But we're all becoming Krishna conscious as fast as we're supposed to. So just have to be patient. We're on the boat. When a person knows the goal of life but is addicted to the fruits of activities, he is acting in what? We know somebody Bhakti Shastris here. A person who knows the goal of life but he's acting for fruit of results. He is doing karma yoga. When he knows that the goal is Krishna, but he takes pleasure in mental speculation to understand Krishna, right? You see people, watch the Krishna be God. So many gods, what? He's engaged in acting in jnana yoga. When he knows the goal and seeks Krishna completely, like everybody in this room, in Krishna consciousness and the devotional service, he's acting in bhakti yoga or buddhi yoga, which is the complete yoga. This complete yoga is the highest perfection of stage of yoga. So that's important. It's the highest stage. Why? What do you get from karma yoga? Tesla automobile, right? Can you take it with you when you die? Okay, not the highest yoga. Jnana yoga. You can speculate so much. Oh, maybe this, maybe that. You've been enjoying. If you don't come to the conclusion what happens when you die, and you haven't understood what is the end of all knowledge. Result finished. So the end result of everything is Krishna. That's an intelligent person who comes to that understanding. At the end of everything, it should be Krishna. And that's a big word, but Krishna means you have your relationship with them. It's not just some energy like electricity, right? Electricity is nice. We've got our lights on and our cameras working. But what is the enjoyment? How do you reciprocate with it? The end result of all activities is some reciprocation with another person. That's what everybody wants in the end, isn't it? I want to love somebody. I want somebody to love me and like me, despite all my faults. We all have faults. We're horrible. At least I am. Right? Why should somebody like me? Go without Lena likes me, I can't believe it. Lady Star likes me a little bit, so you let me come back. So it feels good, right? And then we should like somebody too. So how about Krishna? Oh yeah, okay. He's giving everything. He's directing everything. Ishvara Sarvabhutanam, Hridesha Arjuna Tishtati. I'm in everybody's heart. And I'm controlling everything. Yanti Rudrani Maya. People have this body, material body. I'm giving all those too. From the spiritual aspect, we're not doing anything. If you think about it. But Maya makes you think you're doing everything. You're not even blinking your eyes, you know that? Okay, I can say, don't blink your eyes for 1 minute. You can do it. Nobody. You have to do it. You're forced to do it. Material energy is controlling you. It says there's 33 million demigods. There's a demigod over eye blinking also. You'd be surprised to know. Every movement. Everything's been calculated already pretty much for you. If you don't follow Krishna, if you don't surrender to Krishna, your life has already been calculated. What's going to happen to you? That's your karma. And unless the devotee comes and brings you, introduces Krishna to you, that's it for you. You're going to follow that karma that's already laid out for you. And most people don't know what it is, so it's scary. It should be scary. But for devotees, when Krishna enters your life and you accept him, now that karma's changed. Now you become directly under the control of Krishna. But it's not that, draconian, he's like enslaving us. It's like, he wants loving relationship. That's what we want also, isn't it? So when a person knows the goal of life, we went through that. A person who may have a bona fide spiritual master and may be attached to a spiritual organization. Prabhupada wrote this purport in 1965, 66. I don't think this kind of really started yet, but he wrote like this. A person may have a bona fide spiritual master and may be attached to a spiritual organization. But still, if he's not intelligent enough to make progress, then Krishna from within gives him instructions so that he may ultimately come to him without difficulty. The qualification is that a person always engages himself in Krishna consciousness and with love and devotion render all kinds of services. So that's the key. It doesn't have to be perfect what you're doing. The perfection isn't the activity and the result of the activity. Just like the little girl here is drawing, right? So many children draw. Sometimes the children draw a picture of their mommies, right? How many mothers have that ever? Children drawing pictures? No, mommy, this is you. This is you. You're holding it upside down. That's how bad it is. You don't even realize it. You're holding it upside down. It's such a bad picture. How do you feel? You go, isn't it? It feels so nice. You do that for me. Where did she get the crayons from? Did she buy them herself? No. Did she go to work? Buy money? No. Everything came from you. And when she had everything, you see how the love is? And that picture, that love and exchange is so powerful, you take that picture to work, right? Do you do that, some of you mothers? And you say, look at my daughter do of me. And everybody else goes, oh. And that's a material thing. So we're like that in our Krishna consciousness. We're trying to be Krishna conscious, but we're drawing a picture and we don't know what is up, what is down. We have to remember that. So you can't be, why he didn't do it like this? How he's doing everything is so bad, he's doing it so bad. Is he trying to do it with love? That's what you have to see. That's what we should see. This is what Prabhupada saw. And that's why you can expand this movement. He just fanned the positive part of it. You don't see the negative part. If there's love, you won't see the negative part. Not that we're blind and foolish. I mean, it's there. You correct me, but it's not. The daughter gives you the picture. You go, what is this? Why do you draw that thing? It doesn't look like anything. Imagine if you said that to your child. Mommy, man, I do this every. What is that? You did. No, you have to reciprocate. So Krishna sees us down here making a royal mess and trying to be Krishna conscious. And he's like that mother. He takes that, it's so nice. Oh, thank you. Okay, come on, do more. Do better. You can do better. So this is Krishna, and then he gives you intelligence to do it, So the love and devotion is most important. And if you just have a little bit of love, we don't realize what. Anybody that's here now has understood that you were Krishna conscious in your previous life, to some extent. That's the general understanding. Otherwise, you couldn't take to it as you could now. I was in India for a couple of years, so people were surprised. You're from America? And you're more enthused for Krishna than me? You know, I'm born into this, and I don't want to do all like you're doing. How is that possible? It must have been previous life, because my karmic life is nothing but sinful activity. I love hunting and fishing. I love it. I love to kill animals. It was pleasure. If you grew up in America, it's like that. You know, you want to play football and be a sportsman. And as soon as I read Back to God, I was like, oh, I'm not doing this anymore. So how do you explain it? It wasn't from my current activities. So always had to be something from the previous. So we're all continuing. He says he'll continue. So many of you know I took my mother to Mayapur. So she wasn't really Krishna conscious either. Which is kind of amazing to me because so many, most of us, if we knew when we're going to die, where would you like to die? Vrindavan, Mayapur? Say Haribol. Hariyatidam? It's a spiritual role too. You don't want to die in a Imri hospital, do you? Do you? All by yourself, nobody there, just you. Hopefully Krishna is chanting for you. The doctor's not saying, he's like, can I do this? Wake up! No, you wouldn't buy them. So, you know, we try to live our life so that when that moment comes, we're ready for that. Isn't it? That's how you should be thinking while you chase your Tesla automobile. That's okay. You can have Tesla. It's nice. If you can, you know, that's your karma. It's going to come to you. I'm not saying don't have those things. But we don't endeavor for those things so much that I don't have time to chant my japa. That's how you know it's over the endeavor. I can't chant my japa. I don't read anymore. I don't go to the temple anymore. Now you're over it. So, some people, these things come very easy. I met a Prabhupada disciple in Mayapur. He came, most people don't know, he was telling me a story, he became very wealthy. And it's just, he just finished high school. But he was always in the right place at the right time to do business. Always. So, we were talking about it. I said, yeah, you know, that's your karma. Now he's in Mayapur, his health is very bad. He's trying to stay there because now it's time for me to leave my body. So let me just stay here in Mayapur peacefully. Which is easy now. Mayapur, there's no excuse to not live in Mayapur if you don't want to. Like I mentioned, Amazon delivers. You can have your big giant internet TV now. They have internet everywhere. You can get 30 gigabyte internet to your house for $5 a month. Who's paying $5 a month? For the temple, $150 a month, and there's only 15 G. $150 a month. Can you imagine? And $5 a month. Even materially speaking, if you want comfort, go to my room. If you have AC in your room. When it's too hot, just stay in the AC. That's what I do. I just stay in the AC. When it cools down, then I go to the temple kirtan. But we make our plan like that. So anyway, somehow or another, my mother, she was able to go, which was shocking to me. 5, 6 years ago, when she was, health was really failing, I said, come on, why don't you come with me? We'll go to, let's show you India. You can stay in Mayapur with me. And she's adventurous, so for adventure, she wanted to go. But my sister was Pentecostal Christian. So I said, no. And take you to that place, you have to stay here or so. Okay, whatever, that Krishna's desire, what can you do? But in the end, my sister's health was failing, so I got to take her. Which was, you know, it was during the pandemic. How do you go to India during the pandemic? Yeah. How many people wanted to go? But you couldn't go. She got to go. I was surprised. And she got to stay, and she left her body very peacefully. So we had our god brother Pita Prabhu, right? Don't remember Pita? Remember he's trying to go to Vrindavan? I think Shambhihari had bought him a ticket even. Right before the pandemic, on the airplane, he goes to China because he was preaching there before to visit someone. And from China, he's going to Vrindavan. Good plan. But a day or two before he went, all of a sudden, anybody been to China? They cannot come in our country. He didn't know that. He gets on the plane, he lands in Delhi. They look at his passport. Oh, you've been to China. You can't come in. They go, what? I'm dying. I want to go to Vrindavan, please. No. He became very angry. He was so determined. As you know, Peter's a little big, right? So he laid down on the airport floor. So I'm not moving. You not let me in, you're going to have to drag me out this airport. So they brought one big wheelchair. 3-4 people had to pick him up. Strap him in and wheel him onto the airplane and strap him. And he was fighting the whole time. No. And sent him out of it. So then all the flights stopped. And he wound up, leaving his body in his apartment. So, go figure. I don't know why. One thing, person this, that. Krishna's directing everything. As Bhakti true Maharaj, he graciously come to give us association during that time, right? And everyone saying, Maharaj, please don't come, too dangerous, don't come. But this is Vaishnava. He couldn't care less about that body. Love. No, let me come give them some association. Like Prabhupada, my Guru Maharaj has ordered me. The only way he can come is on the boat. Who wants to go by boat to Mayapur? Take you maybe 30 days. It's not cruise ship. Very difficult journey. The worst time to go in the Atlantic Ocean is the time Prabhupada came. That's when the hurricane season is beginning, so the sea is very rough. You would think we could make maybe a cruise ship like that and go from, say, Miami that way to Mayapur. I would do it. It would be nice to take all devotees, right? 200 devotees on the Hare Krishna cruise going to Mayapur. But that's very rough sea. So no, there's no cruise ship going like that. So rough, even Prabhupada had 2 heart attacks. But out of love, that's the driving principle. So, this is what we're cultivating. This is we're drawing our picture of Krishna. Krishna, this is you. And it doesn't look very nice. But you just keep doing it with love. Therefore, even if there's difficulty in your life, maybe my father's putting too much pressure on me, my husband doesn't cooperate, so many things, temple, so many problems. You can make, this world is supposed to be problems. That's how it's designed. So we shouldn't be surprised it's a problem. We feel surprised because we're from the spiritual world. There's no problem in the spiritual world. So that's why you're shocked. Why is this wrong? Why did this happen? It's not natural. But this place is designed to be like that. So you should be surprised when there's not a problem. That should be surprised. Oh, everything's going well. Something's going to go wrong. It's coming this way. Now, how are you going to react to it? But if your purpose is for Krishna, then there's no problem. Like mother taking care of the child. Is there any problem? Yes and no. But it's not a problem, isn't it? 2 o'clock in the morning, the child is crying. Does the mother just turn over? I'll deal with it in the morning, right? No, immediately, only the father rolls over. I gotta go to work. They can't stop. Mother's more low. So we have to see like that. So Krishna conscious doesn't mean there's no problems, everything is perfect. No. Even look at Krishna's Leela. The Pandavas, who can be more close to Krishna than the Pandavas? How was their life? Tragic, make you cry, don't it? Imagine your babies have their heads cut off. You go in the morning to feed your babies and their heads are cut off. Why does that mean to Krishna's devotee? It's Krishna's right there. This is the material world. So Pandavas suffer. What makes you think we're not going to suffer? Right? But you make your purpose Krishna. So in this age, in this particular time, our purpose is to expand Krishna consciousness in somehow way or another. And you get a purpose in that way. Personally doing it, like Veda's temple presence, Shweta's doing so much seva. So you see during the pandemic, how many people came during the pandemic? Shweta locked the door, looking in the window, right? What do you want? No, you wait. You put some prasad outside for you later. Okay, come in. You can come in. Why is he blocking? Why is he? Do you think he is blocking? He's doing his seva. So we can do ours. Even giving money that seva too. Right? Krishna, Radha, Madha, Mahan are the supreme lords of Atlanta, right? So they should have the best house in Atlanta. Shouldn't they? So what are we waiting for? You see, like that, you have to start thinking like this. And when you think like that and you begin to taste like that, then you know what happens? There's no more problems. When there's a problem in front of you, you don't even notice it. So if you're experiencing problems, it's because you're not Krishna conscious enough. And why you're not Krishna conscious? I don't have a purpose for Krishna outside of chanting Hare Krishna and begging him to give me ecstasy. Don't just beg Krishna, make me excited, give me Krishna praying. No. Do something. You show your love when you work through the difficulties. So like Bhakti, true Maharaj took that risk, come through. Prabhupada, so many devotees, we do the same thing. Then you see Krishna. And then you see Krishna. So even Maharaj is still serving. He's most famous for somehow or another. He's very good at bringing devotees together. Because, Krishna consciousness is that you can see in this room, large variety of people, isn't it? We have anybody from Russia in the room? See? Look at them. China, Malaysia, China. Everybody's in the room, from everywhere. Different cultures, right? What does that usually mean? War! That's what usually happens on a material platform. On a spiritual platform, you chant Hare Krishna. We make a nice temple of Radha Madha Mahan. We do this. Let me do something before I die. That I can remember I did this for Krishna. Now all your endeavors, everything are become perfect. So Maharaj, he's very good at resolving so many issues on the international level for Iskcon. So we are missing his association. Most of us here in Atlanta, we don't have to deal with that big international issues. Veda knows all those things. You have to be part of some of those things. But, like in New York, we have so many different congregation wants to keep the temple, president wants to sell the temple, all these things are going on. He resolved that. So I don't know what we're going to do now when the next big disagreement comes. Where is that person who's going to step forward and keep us united? Our unity is, let us fulfill Prabhupada's mission of expanding Christian consciousness, at least in Atlanta, since we're here, or whatever our save is somewhere like this. So it's nice having these figures who are like that. Hi, Mrs. Bajan, is it? Very nice. Soothing. Classes, everything he did was nice. You'd be surprised to know I took my, I got Brahmin initiation in 1977 in Mayapur. That's by the mercy of my mother. I wanted to go, but at that time they told me, if you want to go, because I wasn't scheduled to go, you have to get some money to go. And you can't go out and collect it. In those days you couldn't collect for yourself. So you have to ask your mother. But my mother at that time wasn't really favorable to me being in the temple. She wanted me at that time, I left the university. So you go back, and you finish school, you have, as a mother's one, right? Well, I have a natural desire, make sure I can take care of myself. She didn't understand living in the ashram. So I called her and I said, I want to go to India. It's very important because I'm going to receive I called it baptism because she was Christian. I'm going to be baptized. I said, you please help me. I said, well, how much money do you need? So in those days, it was the equivalent of $8,000. And she's already mad that I'm in the temple, isn't it? She goes, okay. She's very, very soft. I don't know. My sister was always jealous. She always liked you more than me. What can I do? I never argued with her. Whatever she said, even though she don't know, I would go, okay. The others would always, no, you give it to me, I want it. That's not fair. I always would cooperate. Maybe that's why Krishna let her leave her body in mind. Okay. She wasn't a rich person either. It wasn't like she got $8,000. She was a school teacher. So I knew it was a sacrifice for her to do that. So, anyways, so today we're going to honor his, the small way, his disappearance. Disappearance Day is considered actually more important than Appearance Day. Because when that great devotee appears, nobody really knows. It's not clear. But by the time he leaves his body, then it's very clear. And you see by his activities. So in this way, we give. Both days are auspicious. Because even their leaving is not karma. It's Krishna taking them for their next service or whatever is going to be there. So anyway, Krishna's like that. He's always, I can say, a little tricky. He's a rascal. And we're trying to serve a rascal. So, Srila Prabhupada ki. His Holiness Bhakti Swami ki. Anaktikoti Vaishnava ki. All glories to the Samal devotee. Thank you for listening. Hare Krishna.
Here? We have someone else singing, or you're singing? Please sit. So we'll have kirtan. First we'll have Puspanjali. And then we'll have kirtan. And while the kirtan is going on, they'll do an arti. So I'm not sure who's doing the arti, but I'm sure one of the disciples will do it. And once they finish the Jayanilo Premadhana, it's a special prayers. If you have it on your phone, you can pull it up on Google. It's called J-Anilo, J-E-A-N-I-L-O. It will show up. So that's the song that we're going to sing. We'll have an arti. Those who's doing arti, Prabhu, you can stand on that side. Did everybody get flowers? Anyone here didn't get flowers, raise your hand.
The feast was cooked by the disciples too.
Yes. So if you didn't get flowers, then you have to offer some mental flowers. Offer some flowers in your mind. Okay? So when we finish the Guru Puja prayers, then we'll do the Maha Mantra, and when the Maha Mantra starts, the curtains will open, and I'm going to request Parimal Mazumdar, are you here? Where are you? If you can please come to the front, Parimal Mazumdar. You'll be doing an arati. Where is
Mataji, आपने इसको आगे बोलो.
and our husband is here? So, Parimal Mazumdar is sponsoring the Sunday feast and also the disciples of Bhakti Charu Maharaj. And so she wants to say something. You're feeling shy. She's feeling shy. Okay, so we'll start right now. If you have it pulled up, Jaya Nilo Kermadhana, that's what we're going to sing and do an arati. But before we do that, we're going to do a Pushpanjali, so I'm going to request everyone to please stand up.
Cheta supraneta Vagminam cha rasaplutam Prabhupada gata prana Naumi bhakti charu padam Esha Pushpanjali. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Charu Swami Niti Namine Snigdha Cheta Supraneta Vagminam cha rasaplutam Prabhupada gata prana Naumi bhakti charu padam Esha Pushpanjali. Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Charu Swami Niti Namine Snigdha Cheta Supraneta Vagminam cha rasaplutam Prabhupada gata prana Naumi bhakti charu padam Esha Pushpanjali.
Mazumdar family to please come up. Prabhupada ki. So thank you for joining us. So our Sunday feast sponsor, Parimal Mazumdar and Dimple Mazumdar, they have been strong supporters of this temple. And they're always looking for opportunities to be involved, one way or another, engaged in the service. As you know, Janmashtami is coming up. And before Janmashtami even comes up, they already come forward to sponsor for the GD dresses. They already sponsor $2,500. So they're always looking for opportunities to serve. Hare Krishna. So she has a message. She wants to share something about her service.
Thank you, Prabhu. Actually, we have been coming to this temple for like many years. Almost like from 2001, since we came to US. So we used to live in Athens and used to come here in Atlanta to just be in the temple. So there we have seen so many devotees, and with their own blessings, we are still going and hope to come again and again. And hope to just be one of the, whatever we can to help or serve Krishna. That's all we want to do for the rest of our life. Thank you so much. Please keep us in your prayers so that in future also we can, provide our service or whatever needed or whatever we can afford or we can do. Thank you so much.
So you can raise both your hands. We're going to pray to the Lordships, Shri Gaurnitai, Jagannath Baladev, Subhadra Devi, and Radha Madan Mohan, so they can continue serving their Lordships till the very end of their life. Together, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So, I wanted to introduce to you, is his parents here? Gajendra Dixit, are you here? Please come. And Savita Dixit, Gajendra Dixit and Savita Dixit. They just arrived from Madhya Pradesh. They live very close to Ujjain. And they're very closely connected to Bhakti Charu Maharaj. They're the parents of Shlok. Some of you know boy Shlok. They're in the kitchen doing dishes, always doing service. So please welcome them. Hare. I know Bhakti Charu Maharaj and both Gauranga Prem Swami and Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. They send me pictures of themselves in their homes doing programs. And they tell me to take care of their son Shlok. So Shlok has been my responsibility. And I have delegated his seva to be in the kitchen washing dishes. So that is how he's been engaged in the service. So she has many encounters with Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. And they're both at NIT, right?
Yeah.
And you're board of both HODs, professors in Delhi, in Dean, professors and Dean at NIT Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. And we're very happy that somehow they find Krishna consciousness very attractive and always somehow trying to stay connected to the devotees And they were very fortunate to have Bhakti Charu Maharaj in their homes, and his disciple Bhakti Swami Maharaj. So I'm going to request her to share at least one story, because we're celebrating the departure of Bhakti Charu Maharaj. At least one story with His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak in front of you people. We are both a professor and we are teaching the students of engineering college. Actually, we are mentoring the students. We are just guiding to the right path to Shri Krishna. And we got the opportunity to meet Bhakti Charu Maharaj number of times. And he has given the blessings. Because of him and the Maharaji, Bhakti Swami, have been our home a number of times. In fact, my wife, Sarita Dixit, she is the mentoring the student like mother. So she will speak something about
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Actually, our students are very good, and we have started 15 years ago one spiritual club, that is the name of Aspire Club. And the Aspire Club is totally associated with the Iskcon, and presently more than 1,000 students associate from the different college of MPs, and we regularly in the week daily spiritual classes for the students, Gita distribution, and every year Gita courses, online, offline, and some quizzes. And we try to distribute more and more Gita books to the students so that they will go on the proper regular path and they make a good habits. And we have started a base. In the base, more than 100 students are residing there. In our institute, there is 600 acres area, and more than 6,000 students are actually already studying in that institute. But from this year, from yesterday, I heard from the director and my alumni of the Aspire Club students that we have started the motivational and some good habits started in the regularly. This is the institute part. Already they started, director agreed to start through the Aspire Club, regularly monitoring the student. They come and join the first year classes, so that from the initially they preaching the Gitas regularly. They are in the good habits. Regularly they eat vegetarian food, and all the rules they follow. So we have tried to this. We have started the regularly from last 15 years DYS, Discover Yourself, and try to visit our students to the different NITs, IITs, and different programs organized throughout the years, so that students are feeling very good. They have good concentration, and they go in the very good job. All the engineering students. So this is not restricted to our institute. This is spread throughout the MP engineering institutes, and more than 20 bases are started after 1 base. Hari Bol. So this is that God ways, and both the sons also follow some this, and they also go on the right path. Thank you very much.
For those of you who did not understand what a base is, it's not a military base. The base is a system that Iskcon has established all over India, where students that live outside of the campus, they have a place for them to stay, and they have a morning sadhana, and they go to colleges. So just in Madhya Pradesh alone, she's saying there is 100 bases. That means students that can live with other students and practice bhakti and go to college. So that's what base is. And they meet every weekends, they have bigger programs and Bhagavad Gita courses. And this is something that Radhashyam Prabhu had started in Pune. And now it's in almost every elite engineering schools all over India. And in Madhya Pradesh alone, they have 100 bases. That's what she was saying. So let's give them a big Haribol welcome. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna. I'd like to invite Naveen to come up. So Naveen is a very active, aspiring disciple of Bhakti Charu Maharaj. We'll recognize on behalf of the disciples, get the garland. And we're also celebrating his birthday because it is the day of his birth in this material world that His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami departed this world. So it was a very bittersweet experience for him. But he celebrated his birthday at Higher Taste in Little 5 Points. They opened up a very nice vegetarian restaurant. Is Amitabh Balaram here? He's here somewhere. And Naveen is there. They're doing a Narayani. They're all providing prasadam for everyone. And so Naveen celebrated his birthday on the day of Maharaj's departure. And Naveen also had gone there to serve Maharaj personally. And then Naveen came back to Atlanta and he's been aspiring to take Diksha from Maharaj, but then Maharaj left. So, first I think we should celebrate his birthday. Do you guys agree? Yeah. Let's do the sweet part first. Both are sweet, but this one's a good start. So we're going to sing happy birthday to Naveen. Are you all ready with that? What's his name? Naveen. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Naveen. Happy birthday to you. Give me a blessing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'll just tell Naveen to share 1 minute of his relationship and experience and realization with His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj Ki Jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, everyone. So yeah, I'll just share a little pastime that I was fortunate enough to have with His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj as he was leaving this planet. So as we know, he came to America, to Florida, from India, and when he arrived here, this is when he contracted the corona disease, the coronavirus, and he went into the hospital a few days thereafter. And then Guru Maharaj left the planet. When Guru Maharaj left the planet, because it was in the midst of corona, it was a very tense situation because we needed to get his vapu, which is his body, back to India to be put into samadhi, to be put into his shrine where his disciples can come and visit him. The bodies of pure devotees are not like all of us. We get cremated when we leave our bodies, but the bodies of pure devotees, of very elevated devotees, they are put into samadhi. They are preserved with salt and a shrine is built over them. So this needed to be done for Guru Maharaj during the time he left this planet. But because it was corona, it was very difficult. Nobody knew what to do, and it was a corona case. So nobody really knew what to do at that time, how to get Guru Maharaj's vapu back to India. But I was working with His Grace Vedasa Prabhu, and I would go to the Consulate General here in Atlanta We went there for about 4 or 5 days, almost a week, trying to explain to them and convince them that this is a very special personality, and his body needs to be taken back to India for different reasons. And they started communicating with the government in India, and His Holiness Chaitanya Maharaj, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, all gave their influence, and finally they allowed the Vapu to be moved. So there was some paperwork that needed to be taken to Florida, where the Vapu was being held, where the Vapu was in a funeral home. And the paperwork only came on Friday, and the Vapu was meant to leave on Saturday. So the paperwork needed to be taken to Florida that evening. So Vedasa Prabhu very graciously requested me to drive down that evening and take the paperwork to the funeral home. So it was very late, it was like 6, 7 in the evening, and I called the people and I explained to them, look, we just got the paperwork and we're about to bring it there, I'm about to drive, please let me know I can meet you. They were so kind, very kind. They said, whatever time you arrive, please call us and we will meet you, and we will receive the paperwork and process it. So I reached there after 1 a.m. in the morning, and I called them, and they gave me directions to their place, and I met them at their home, and they processed the paperwork, and they said everything is good to go. We will release the Vapu the next day to the airline, to the airport where it would be flown to India. And during that time, I was just thinking and meditating on Guru Maharaj and all my experiences with him. So I tried to convince them to allow me to be with him for a little while around his Vapu. And because it was Corona, they didn't want anyone to be there. So I pleaded with them. They could see I drove all the way from Atlanta to Florida, so they could see it was, I was trying to be sincere. And they said, okay, fine, just you, please come tomorrow. So the next day they allowed me to come and be with Guru Maharaj, and it was very transcendental. It was extremely profound. It left a profound impression on me. I think about it every day. I was the only one there, so it was a little out of the ordinary in being the only devotee there. But I did parikram, I chanted some mantras, I spoke to His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj, who was guiding me in what to do. And immediately when I went in and I saw Guru Maharaj's Vapu, I did pranam. And as soon as I did pranam, something in my mind and consciousness just let me know that Guru Maharaj was present right there. I could feel the presence of Guru Maharaj right there. And from that moment, everything was just very otherworldly. And they then invited me to actually go into the car that took Guru Maharaj to the airport. So I was fortunate enough to drive with him to the airport, and I was playing the Mangal Aarti songs in the morning. And just coincidentally, I guess not coincidentally, but divinely arranged, it was his Mangal Aarti songs that started playing. And as we pulled up to the airport, it was still dark in the morning, but the sun just came out and it started to just rain a little bit. And I remember reading in Srimad Bhagavatam that that is a very auspicious sign when the sun shines and it rains. I think it's called Divya Snan, something like this. And immediately I knew Guru Maharaj was happy and he was pleased. And at that moment I couldn't be by myself, so I pinged my location to some of the devotees in Florida, and they came there quickly and we did a nice kirtan. And after that they removed Guru Maharaj from our vision and they put him on the plane. And he left to India. The next time I saw his physical Vapu is when they were putting him into Samadhi. And that is the day that my birthday fell on, not the day he left, the day he was put into Samadhi. So yes, Guru Maharaj was very kind to me and he was extremely merciful, and I'm very, very fortunate to have gotten his association. And yes, I just thought I would share that little pastime with everyone. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Naveen. Yeah, Naveen was very helpful because there was a lot of back and forth during COVID time to transport physical body for anyone. It was extremely hard. But somehow there are devotees from all over the world. Gopal Krishna Maharaj was talking to the Ministry of External Affairs, and we had someone else talking to people in England to charter a flight, and I was here in Atlanta, and I needed a lot of help, so Naveen was very helpful going back and forth to the consulate. And there has to be, the Indian ambassador had to sign off on it. And it was like an ordeal. And the consulate was powerless. So I approached her so many times and she said, I can't do anything, so please, can you try to influence my superiors? And it was a lot of beautiful, I would say, universal synchronicity and unity that happened with devotees from all over the world making miracles happen, because they were not allowing any human bodies to be transported across borders. And Naveen played a very good role. He was very humble, obedient, peace serving. Thank you, Naveen. So, we have a few announcements for all of you. On July the 18th to August the 18th, we're celebrating Purushottama month. This is a very auspicious month to do any spiritual activities. Many people take different vows because they want spiritual benefits. They do a lot of fasting, a lot of spiritual activities. So if you want, please take advantage of this month. July 29th, Saturday, is the Padmini Ekadashi. July 30th, we're doing, which is a Sunday, which you're doing this Chapana Bhog. In Jagannath Puri, Lord Jagannath gets to eat 56 different items of offering every single day and all day long. He's eating so much that his hands never dry. And in India, they eat with hands. So this pastime happens every day in Jagannath Puri. Here in Atlanta, we do this pastime once a year, sometimes twice. But this is the time that we are going to do it. This is coming Sunday. This is where each and every one of you get to cook for the lordships. Normally you don't get this privilege to cook for the deities in the temple unless you are Brahman initiated, you follow high standards of conscious function and behavior, and on this particular day we make an exception where everybody gets to cook for Lord Jagannath. And this happens once a year, and I'm going to request you to all please cook something for Lord Jagannath. There are times that we have done this festival where a single family had cooked. I remember Chandrashalika Mataji, 256 different preparations, one family, and they had a little baby at that time. He was 8 years old. They started planning days in advance. So I'm going to give you 1 week advance notice so you can mentally prepare, and whatever else you need to prepare. Few conditions: there should be no onions and garlic in the food whatsoever. And if you're using pots, please use pots that you haven't used cooking meat. And if you're not able to cook, who here knows how to cook? Raise your hand if you know how to cook. Really? Nobody knows how to cook? How are you guys still alive? So, please go out and cook for Lord Jagannath. And if you're not able to cook, who here doesn't know how to cook? Let's see, your hands. Who here doesn't know how to cook? There's one. Anyone else? Shikhi, mahiti, prabhu, 2. Anyone else doesn't know how to cook? So for those of you who do not know how to cook, this is specifically for you, Divyesh, you buy flowers and fruits. And I'm sure you can wash them. Yes. But flowers and fruits, and you wash them, and you put them in beautiful trays, and you bring them over. Chitravirya Prabhu will show you 2 samples of the pots that are available. You can pass it around so everyone can see it. These are tin foils that are available in Target, Kroger's, Publix, Walmart's. We don't need large quantities. We're just giving you an opportunity to express your love for Lord Jagannath. That's all it is. He has enough food, trust me. Devotees are cooking every day for him, and there's thousands and thousands and thousands of Lakshmis are serving him without any breach. And so everyone gets this opportunity. This is for coming Sunday. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi Ki Jai. And then Jhulan Yatra is not on the schedule, Chitra. Jhulan Yatra. Jhulan Yatra is coming up very soon. So we'll send you those dates. But it always ends with Lord Balaram's appearance day. So you can do the math. It's about 5-6 days before, which is August 30th is Lord Balaram's appearance day. Balaram is Krishna's older brother. And we celebrate it here in the temple, big Abhishek, and we enact the drama of Balaram killing the demons. So that is going to be on the 30th, August the 30th. September the 6th is Shri Krishna Janmashtami, the appearance of Lord Krishna. So Jhulan Yatra, where we swing Krishna, is going to be on the 27th. And it ends only for 3 days. This is a short one. Jhulan Yatra is normally a week, but this year it's only 3 days. 27th to the 30th. And we swing Krishna morning and evening. 8 a.m. in the morning, 7 p.m. in the evening. Every single day, from the 27th to the 30th. And then it ends with Lord Balaram's appearance day, which is a Wednesday. And exactly 10 days from Balaram's appearance day, Krishna appears on September the 6th. Sorry, 9 days, huh? So Krishna Janmashtami Maha Mahotsava Ki Jai. So please pencil these dates in your calendar. She's excited about Janmashtami, you can tell. If you forget, we'll send you reminders. And then September the 7th, which is Nanda Utsav, appearance of Srila Prabhupada. We'll be celebrating Srila Prabhupada Vyasa Puja Maha Mahotsava Ki Jai. So this is all the big festivals that are coming up this week. If you forget, we'll remind you. So please try to attend all these beautiful festivals. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Please come and have the last darshan of the deities and the Shravan and the serve outside.